Babalak na ba mag-resign sa iyong trabaho? Well, nasa tamang video ka. Dahil sa video ito, pag-uusapan natin lahat ng mga tanong patungkol sa work resignation. At for the first time ever, magkakaroon tayo ng collaboration mula mismo sa Department of Labor and Employment o DOLE. So lahat ng ating mga tanong ay sasagutin mismo Labor and Employment Officer Ma'am Pauli Andrenet Grace D. Ong. Pero kung bago ka lang sa aking YouTube channel, this is Biyahe ni Kin, your to-go HR vlogger. So gumagawa ako ng informative videos gaya na lamang nito, mga government-mandated benefits at iba pa. Kaya huwag kalimutan mag-like, comment down below at mag-subscribe para maging updated ka sa aking YouTube channel. Without further ado, tara, umpisahan na natin.
Yeah, hello everyone. Again, I am Polly Ong from the Bureau of Working Conditions, your guest speaker for today's episode.
What you need to know about work resignation. Once an employer resigned, kailangan niya ba mag-render ng at least 30 days notice?
Actually, the answer there is yes. That is actually provided under the Labor Code, specifically Article 300 of the Labor Code, kung saan sinasabi na ang employee who wants to terminate yung kanyang employment relationship with his or her employer without just cause must serve a written notice doon sa kanyang employer. As to what period, it must be at least 1 month in advance prior dun sa effective date ng kanyang resignation.
Okay. Bali ma'am, kailan hindi pwedeng sundin or kailan mawi-waive yung 30 days notice na resignation?
The 1 month advance notice may be dispensed with kapag yung termination of employment ni employee is due to just cause. So ano ba tong just cause? Again, this is also enumerated under the Labor Code. So nandito yung serious insult by the employer or po kaya ng representative doon sa mismong empleyado. Nandiyan din yung inhumane and unbearable treatment ng employer against the employee. Nandiyan yung commission of a crime or offense against the employee or kung kaya dun sa immediate family member nitong si employee. At lastly, other causes na analogous dun sa tatlong sinabi ko.
Pero ma'am, kung just in case mag-resign si employee dahil doon sa nabanggit mong tatlo, pwede ba siyang maghabol ng, let us say, separation pay para sasabihin niya na ito ay dahil na force resign siya dahil doon sa ginagawa na kanyang employer?
Not necessarily separation pay. Kasi again, pagbabalikan natin kung ano ba ang definition ng separation pay, this is granted to employees terminated due to authorized cause. Itong authorized cause, ito yung mga cases where the employer has to terminate the service of the employee. Itong case na pinag-uusapan naman natin ay termination of employment na initiated by the employee. Pero perhaps the proper case for this ay pwedeng mag-file siya ng, kunyari for inhumane and unbearable treatment, pwede siyang mag-file ng constructive dismissal, pero iba po yung matatanggap niya, hindi po separation pay.
Okay.
So yung court po yung magdedetermine kung magkano po or ano po yung kanyang matatanggap. Yes po.
Okay. So, ito naman po ay question from the side of the employer. Ano yung mangyayari kay employee just in case hindi siya nag-render ng 30 days notice? May mga karamihan kasi ngayon sa mga generation ngayon na hindi talaga nag-render ng 30 days notice. Once na employed pa sila, nag-ano na sila ng trabaho, then once na employed, automatic mag-aawol na or hindi na mag-render ng 30 days notice. Ano po yung violation noon ni employee naman?
Yun. Again, makikita rin yung sagot natin dito sa Labor Code. Nakalagay dito na kapag hindi daw po inobserbahan ni employee yung 1 month in advance notice requirement, the employee may be held liable for damages.
So, walang specific na, ma'am, na kung ano yung damages doon. For example, walang tatao sa store. For example, isang sales personnel, walang tatao sa store kasi mag-isa lang siya doon. So, ibig sabihin, walang benta, may pasok ba yun sa damages, considered as damages?
Ay, atong damages actually, legal term po tong damages na to Perhaps you can check na lang po later kung ano ba yung legal definition of damages. This is under the Civil Code of the Philippines. So meron tayo tinatawag na moral damages, exemplary damages, nominal damages. Maraming klase to. So it is the labor arbiter who determines kung magkano ba yung extent ng damages kung saan si employee will be held liable of.
Okay, sige ma'am.
Ayan. So, hindi to yung damages na yung regular definition ng damages.
Damages na literal. Okay. So, another question is, can I verbally resign?
Pag verbal, clearly hindi. Kasi nakalagay sa labor code, must serve a written notice. Pag via chat, we also have to check ano ba yung company policy ng company pagdating sa pagsuserve ng written notice. And do you think it is proper that the notice be sent through messenger when it is not the proper way of forcing through yung ating mga communications with our management? So dapat yung written notice must be served to the company doon sa proper means din po ng pagbibigay ng notice sa kumpanya.
Then dapat po may signature ni
Not
employee.
necessarily yes naman po. Kasi baka naman mamaya, protection din naman yun sa part ni employee kasi baka man naman mamaya, meron siyang kaaway tapos ginawan lang siya ng resignation letter ng colleague niya, diba? Tapos walang pirma. Tapos inaccept naman ng employer. Ayun. So, syempre, dapat meron ding signature. So, there is no standard format naman kung ano ba dapat yung content ng resignation letter, pero ideally dapat may signature. Kasi yun yung pwedeng makakapagpatunay na siya talaga yung nag-compose ng resignation letter, lalo na ngayon na tina-type na lang naman, printed na yung mga letters, diba? Hindi naman na handwritten. So, yung signature is one of the means para ma-verify kung siya ba yung talagang nag-draft or nag-submit nitong resignation letter.
Okay. For the next question, can my employer refuse to accept my resignation?
As to refusal ng resignation, hindi naman natin, ang resignation hindi to subject for approval. So very clear din naman sa labor code na ang nare-require lang naman ng labor code para ma-terminate yung employment relationship ng employee dun sa kanyang employer is for him or her to serve yung kanyang written notice. So sabi, serve written notice. Hindi naman sinabi ng labor code na kailangan ma-serve yung written notice at i-approve din ng employer. So it would suffice na basta na i-file niya ng tama yung kanyang notice of resignation with the company.
Okay. For the next question, my company requires me to look for my replacement. HR po ata itong nag-send ng question. My company requires me to look for my replacement before I leave. Am I legally bound to do so?
Hindi obligation ng resigning employee to look for his or her replacement. So, di ba meron tayong 30-day notice before the effective date ng resignation? Ito na rin yung time for the company to look for the replacement nitong resigning employee. Pero hindi ito obligation ng resigning employee.
Okay. Just a follow-up question, ma'am. For example, hindi nakahanap si employer ng replacement ni employee. Possible ba na ma-extend yung 30 days? Para makapag-turnover early?
Pwedeng ma-extend yung 30 days kung papayag si employee.
Okay.
Pero, opo.
So, hindi ba possible na ma-hold yung niya since hindi naman siya wala naman siyang turnover na nangyari?
Ang turnover naman not necessarily dun sa kapalit Pwedeng turnover kung sino yung appropriate person na pwede niyang mapag-endorsahan ng kanyang trabaho.
Next question po, my company did not formally receive my notice. Can they move the effectivity date of my resignation? So, ang case kasi na ata na to, ma'am, it's either in-email niya lang, then hindi daw na-receive. So, paano yun? Pag ganong case?
Ayun. Kasi yung sa email, tingnan din natin, kanino ba niya in-email? Tsaka, email ba yung proper or yung tamang channel para i-file or i-submit yung kanyang notice of resignation? Kasi baka naman meron siyang company policy na for resignation, it must be personally submitted or filed with the company's HR. So, mahirap din sagutin kung ano ba siya, kung which is which. Kasi ang kinakailangan lang naman is yung proof na siya ay nag-serve ng kanyang notice of resignation. So, dun sa proof of notice of resignation, kung physically nga yan sinabit, yung stamp receipt ng company. Para mapilang din kung tama ba yung counting niya nung kanyang 30 days na, or rather 1 month in advance notice para sa effective date ng kanyang resignation. Pero if the company allows naman yung through email na notice of resignation, tapos wala namang naging response acknowledging receipt ng kanyang email, then pwede naman siyang mag-follow up. Diba?
Okay.
Ayan, we can exhaust all modes of communication para ma-acknowledge yung pinadala natin dun sa person na yun.
So,
Kung
another
walang receipt,
sige ma'am.
ayan, so kung walang receipt or hindi in-acknowledge yung receipt ng email, siguro mag-isip-isip din sa employee, pwede rin naman niya ipa-receive physically.
Okay.
Ayan, or in person.
So, another question po, itong si employee na to, 20 years na sa company. Then, nag-decide siyang mag-resign. Sa DOLE po, anong lang yung ma-receive niya?
Ayun. So, kapag ang employee ay nag-resign, ang matatanggap niya ay yung tinatawag nating last pay. Ano ba yung last pay? So, ito, among the components ng last pay, ito yung kanyang sahod sa last payroll period na hindi pa niya natatanggap, yung kanyang proportionate 13th month pay, yung cash conversion ng kanyang unused leave credit. So, nandyan din yung kung siya ay of retirable age, yung kanyang retirement pay, at syempre nandyan din yung excess nung tax withheld sa kanya. So, as to the components ng last pay, again, makikita po natin to sa Labor Advisory number 6 series of 2020. Pero kadalasan ito naman yung components ng last pay na matatanggap ng mga empleyadong nag-resign.
Okay. Next question po, can I resign while on sick leave or maternity leave?
Yes naman po. Pwede pong mag-resign even if the employee is on sick leave or maternity leave. Kasi ano naman yun it is the decision ng employee kung gusto niyang ipagpatuloy yung kanyang employment. Pero syempre, the employee must also observe ano ba yung due process para kanyang ma-terminate yung kanyang employment with the company.
Okay. Then ito maraming employer ang hindi nakakagets nito. When it comes to the certificate of employment and back pay, di ba naka-indicate naman na at least after 3 days ng resignation, pwede nang issuehan ng certificate of employment. Then sa back pay naman po ay 30 days. Tama po upon last day ni employee. Ngayon ma'am, itong mga days na ba to na na-require, 3 days and 30 days, ay maaaring mag-extend. For example, may existing company policy si employer na, for example, pag ikaw ay nag-render or nagpasa ng resignation mo, yung processing namin ng clearance or ng last pay mo ay at least 3 months. Pwede ba yun? Since meron namang written rules si employer na at least 3 months yung so possible ba na yung 30 days for the releasing of back pay?
Yan. So, unahin ko na lang muna yung sa Certificate of Employment kasi mas maikli. So, correction lang din. Kasi ang nakalagay sa Labor Advisory number 6 series of 2020, si employer is bound to issue or release yung Certificate of Employment within 3 days from the time of the request ng employee. So, kasi may mga empleyado na even though they are still employed, they may also request for COE. So, ganun din for dismissed or resigned employee. Then, as to the release naman po ng last pay, tama po kayo, nakalagay din po ito sa Labor Advisory number 6 series of 2020 na dapat within 30 days from the date of separation or termination of employment, ang last pay ay dapat i-release na. But this does not do away with the company's clearance procedure. And in fact, jurisprudence also recognizes the employer's management prerogative with respect naman po sa kanilang clearance procedure, provided na itong clearance procedure is reasonable. And also, meron din naman tayo yung 30-day notice, 'di ba? Na maybe used as the time ng employee para siya rin ay makapag-process na ng kanyang clearance.
Okay. Regarding ang question po regarding the certificate of employment, can the employer put some remarks regarding my performance or the reason why I left the company in my COE? For example, nilagay sa COE na awol si employee, possible ba yun, ma'am?
Ayun. I believe it is possible naman. Though, tignan din ulit natin, ano ba yung definition ng certificate of employment or how it was defined. So, based on the definition, it provides kung ano ba yung minimum na dapat nilalaman ng COE. So, nandyan daw kung ano daw yung date or period ng kanyang engagement at date ng kanyang termination, as well as the type of work kung saan siya employed. So, as to yung cause of termination, the employer may also add naman a remark kung yun yung ground ng termination alongside with the date of termination.
So possible yung remarks. Wala namang magiging violation doon, ma'am. Pag nag-add si
Wala
employer
naman.
ng remarks.
Kasi basta naman ang content naman ng COE ay factual, hindi yung gawa-gawa or yung additional information na nilagay sa COE is intended para ma-discredit or para mas mapahirapan si employee. So kung awol naman yung ground bakit umalis si company, bakit rather na-terminate yung employment nitong si employee, then it is factual naman na yun yung reason bakit siya terminated or bakit nag-cease na yung kanilang employment relationship.
Ano po yung process ngayon ng pagpa-file ng complaint sa Department of Labor and Employment?
Ayan. So, yung process ngayon, Gen Z friendly kasi pwede nang online.
Yun nga po.
So, we have this, pwede nila i-take note yung website na sena.dole.gov.ph as in Sierra Echo Nancy Alpha. Yan, SENA. It stands for Single Entry Approach. Ayan. So, they simply have to accomplish yung online request form para sa kanilang request for assistance. So, after accomplishing said form, ito ay ma-assign sa appropriate DOLE office kung saan itong request nila ay magkakaroon din ng code. So, they will receive an email kung kailan yung kanilang magiging pre-conference, kung saan matatrash out, ano ba yung issues, tapos magkakaroon din ng mga mandatory ng mga conference kung saan susubukan na magkaroon sila ng settlement. So, yung kabuang duration nitong conciliation mediation ay 30 days. Pwede itong ma-pre-terminate kung talagang hindi talaga amendable yung both parties para magkasundo. Or po kaya natapos na tong 30 days walang nangyari, then this may be referred dun na sa appropriate office kung saan na yung next step. So it is now online, though there are some na prefer nila na physically na pupunta pa rin sa mga DOLE office. They simply have to visit nga yung ating mga DOLE office. Marami naman tayo yan Meron tayong tinatawag na mga field office, satellite office, provincial, tsaka regional. So they simply ask for the request form ng SENA. So doon, pwede na rin nilang fill upan, tapos sasabit lang nila, tapos schedule po sila.
Okay. Pagdating ba sa SENA, ma'am, more on ang ginagawa lang nila doon is parang makikinig lang or mag-a-advise. Hindi sila nag-ano na, ay, ito mali yung ginawa mo or what?
Pag ganun naman kasi kay SENA, syempre, di ba, ang iniin natin is magkaroon ng amicable settlement. So, alamin muna, ano ba yung mga issue nung dalawa? Ano ba yung mga disagreements nung dalawa? So, kung mali naman yung position ng isa, syempre, ipapaalam naman to both parties ano yung tama or ano yung nasa batas. So, kasi syempre, hindi naman tayo magsaside kung sino ba dapat na porket ba worker kay worker papabor si Dole. Syempre, hindi po. Si Dole ay parang papagitna sa dalawa upang sila ay magkasundo at bibigyan sila ng linaw kung ano ba yung nasa batas. Na ang layunin nga nitong SENA ay para sila ako ay magkasundo at magkaroon ng story. Siyempre, dun lang din sa kung ano ba yung nararapat para dun sa empleyado sa ilalim din ng labor code. So, hello everyone. So, para sa guidance ng nakararami, kung gusto pa ninyo magkaroon ng karagdagang kaalaman kung ano ba yung karapatan ninyo sa ilalim ng batas, meron po kami handbook. So ito po ay available sa website ng Bureau of Working Conditions ng Department of Labor and Employment. At dagdag dito, every Wednesday, meron po kaming Webinar Wednesday kung saan tinatalakay po namin ang iba't ibang issue patungkol po sa labor and employment. Or, ayan.
Bali, anong website or anong Facebook channel yun, ma'am, na every Wednesday nagpapublish?
Actually po, naka-Facebook Live po kami every Wednesday, 2 p.m. Wednesday, 2 p.m.
Ano po yung name ng Facebook channel?
Yung Facebook po, DOLE-Bureau of Working Conditions. Pwede rin nilang i-search fb.com/BWC1949.
Okay. Sige, ma'am. Bali, yun lang naman, ma'am. Maraming salamat po sa pagpapa-unlock nitong interview na ito. Thank you po again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bago ka lang sa aking YouTube channel, this is Biyahe ni Kin, your to-go HR vlogger. So gumagawa ako ng informative videos gaya na lamang nito, mga government-mandated benefits at iba pa. Kaya huwag kalimutan mag-like, comment down below at mag-subscribe para maging updated ka